this is Jatin from Testing Gyan. Welcome to our YouTube channel. So we are starting with a new playlist. In this playlist, we'll tell you each and everything about collection and generics in Java. So let's understand the meaning of collection. So we can infer three meanings from collection. Let's understand each one of them. First one is a collection with small c. That is a topic or a concept which we are going to discuss. Second one is a collection with capital C. That is an interface. And third one is collections within S in the end, that is a class. So I hope that these three different meanings are clear to you guys. Now let's deep dive into this topic. Let's start.
Let's understand this with a real-time scenario. Now let's say the requirement is I want to have 5 elements in the list. Okay, now immediately the first solution that will come to my mind is array. So I'll write int a square bracket is equals to new int, and then I'll define the size of array. So the limitation here is it has a fixed value count. It cannot have more values than that. But I want something which is expandable. So initially if I want 5 values, it can take 5. But if I want to add 6, 7, 8 or more values, then it should be able to take that as well. So instead of array, I'll use collections. So the same way we will write collection values, since collection is an interface, and as we know that we cannot make object of an interface, hence we will look for its implementation. So which is array list. So what array list is here is, so array list is a class which implements collections indirectly. So we'll write collection values is equals to new array list. So now if we want to add value to it, for that we will write value dot add and whatever value we want to add, supposedly 9, and then value dot add 1, value dot add 8. The best thing about this is that its size is not fixed. We can increase it or decrease it according to our requirement. Sounds good, right? Yeah. So this doesn't mean we have to stop using array from now on and only use collection. That is not the case. If you know before that the number of elements is fixed, then always go for array, because arrays are fast. And if you think that size is not fixed, then you can go for collection, obviously. Now question arises, when you declare an array, you define the type. So there is a type of an array which we defined, that is integer, right? But in collection we have not defined any type. So by default type of elements are object. So that simply means you can add any values, you can add any numbers, you can add any strings, you can add anything. Now the requirement changes, and I don't want it to be that way. I want to have only integer values in that, or I want to have only string values or only floating type values in that. So for that we'll use something called as generics. So how to use it, I'll tell you. So after this collection we'll write a triangular bracket, and in that we'll write integer. We have to write this integer on the right side as well. So you can have a collection of integers, strings, or any employee object or a student object, custom created objects basically. So there is one more concept which I would like to tell you. So after Java 7 there has been an update that if this type is defined on the left side, then it should not, then it is not, it does not make sense to write it on right side as well, right? So yeah, but if you are using Java 6 or 5, then you have to define it both ways. But if you are using Java 7 then and above, then you can define it only on the left side. So I hope this is clear. Now next part is, if I want to add anything in between these values, so I want to add something after 9 and before 1. Let's say I want to add 6 after 9 and before 1, then how I will do that? So for that I cannot use collection, because collection doesn't support indexes, right? So in order to work with index number, instead of collection we'll use list. So as you can see that list implements collection, so it has some extra features to that. list works with index number. So here is the syntax of list. Yeah. So next thing is we have set. Set again is an interface, so we have to search for its implementation, which is hash set. So how we'll define it? We'll define it set bracket integer num and then new hash set and then again bracket and round bracket open close. The advantage of using set over list is in list we can have duplicate values, but in set we cannot have duplicate values. Another difference between hash set and list is in list order remains, sequence remains same, whereas in hash set order is random. There is no defined order. So we have a hash set. Another thing we have is tree set. So in tree set, the order of the values which if you print it will come in sorted format basically. So last thing in collection we have is map. So what is the advantage of map basically? So the advantage of map is it works with key value pair. So for every value we'll have a new we'll have a unique key. So how we'll define it? Again, map is an interface and we have to search for its implementation, which is we have two implementation, that is hash map or hash table. So how we'll define it? Map and then triangular bracket, and then first we'll define the type of key, which in this case I'm taking integer, and then we'll define value, which in this case I'm taking string. So map bracket integer comma string, then name of my map which I'm taking m, and then new hash map triangular bracket open close and round bracket open close. So I hope guys this is clear. If you have any doubt regarding collections, you can mention in the comment section, and do follow our complete playlist to know each and everything about collection. Thank you.